messaging that you kind of thought about giving to that child or that mother reminds me of something that you said. I don't know if it was on a podcast or I read it somewhere, but it was the messaging about the life expectancy change if you quit smoking at the age of 35.
I think,
yeah. Is it something like...
I'm a bit wary about saying this on a public forum, but okay. It's a really interesting piece of information, right? Because in theoretical terms, science would just tell us the truth, right? And people would make decisions based on truthful scientific evidence. Now, Richard Doll finds two things from his smoking research, his statistical research into the link between smoking and lung cancer specifically. And the two things are, if you smoke, you're much more likely to get cancer, okay, by an inordinate factor. I mean, lung cancer. Enormous multiplier, right? Okay? So it is highly significant to early mortality. Right? No, I'm highly skeptical about statistics, but if you look at these statistics, there's not even any possible doubt. The other finding is that if you quit smoking before the age of 35, you end up with pretty much the same life expectancy as though you'd never smoked. Now, the interesting thing about that second fact, right, is that you want everybody to know that smoking gives you cancer, right? But that fact about 35 is a bit complicated, isn't it? Because you want everybody at age 35 to know it. You definitely want everybody to know it on their 35th birthday, or maybe their 34th birthday. You don't want 20-year-olds to know that, because they'll go, I've got another 15 years left. Okay? So it's a really, really interesting question. And I don't know the answer. I mean, this is where it's very difficult to be purely scientific. In that you have to, what happens when you come up with a scientific finding for which the behavioural consequences are problematic. Now, you could say, which I might say actually, that now we have vaping, which is quite a reliable way for people to quit smoking, in a way that gum wasn't. Maybe we shouldn't care. Maybe we should just go, look, let it, my kids smoke a bit. It doesn't bother me that much, actually. They don't smoke very much. It's like, they feel guilty. It's not like my time where people smoke 20 a day. They kind of feel guilty if they have 5, okay? And I'm not that worried about that from a health point of view. And I also know that they can switch to electronic forms, if they need to when they get to 33 or whatever. But it's a tough one, because the other problem is, by the way, is if 35-year-olds don't know that, they may go, well, I've been smoking since I was 20, damage has already been done, what's the point of quitting now? And if you tell them, well, actually, you're only 35, so if you quit now, your life expectancy basically goes back to that of a non-smoker, they'll quit. Whereas if they think, well, damage has already been done, water under the bridge, what the hell's the point, in for a penny, in for a pound, then they won't quit. I don't know what to do, but all I'm saying is that you can't just present scientific facts as if the human behaviour that results as a consequence will be necessarily what you think of as optimal.
I don't know the health statistics around vaping, but it seems that vaping socially is portrayed as the exact same activity as smoking.
It's not really.
But they seem like
it's, to be honest, it's on a par with coffee drinking or something like that.
But socially, we're made to stand outside with the smokers.
Well,
I don't.
I'm the Rosa Parks of vaping. I vape everywhere, in the sense that I'll tell you why. And I get very cross because my own company says you should go outside to vape. And I said, asking people who are quitting smoking to go and stand outside with a lot of smokers is a terrible thing to ask people to do. Because I said, that's like holding a meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous in a pub, right? Like, you're exposed to constant temptation. Oh, can I just have one of your Marlboro Lights, right? Let them vape inside. It's not inconveniencing anybody. It's not doing anybody any harm, that's for sure. I don't even think passive tobacco smoke was doing anybody any harm, actually. I think they concocted that. By the way, this isn't me speaking, right? Okay, this is me speaking as a result of listening to some pretty damn good scientists who say, actually, they were desperately looking for statistics that showed a massive correlation between living with smokers and getting lung cancer, and the truth of the matter is they didn't really find any, so they cherry-picked about 4 studies which seemed to show a link. Okay, And they were desperate for the use of passive smoking statistics because it took away the argument, well, I'm not hurting anybody but myself, you see.